Jimmy Dale was with the shits. What up, everybody? It's April Dawn. Let's talk about it. This is Kawhi Sugar. Season 4, episode 2. Jimmy Dale was with the shits. He came there to start some drama this week, honey, and I don't want to waste no time, because, child, we got some shit to talk about. Let's go ahead and get into it. Start off the episode with Vi. She's basically reeling from reading this book. Like, her emotions are all in the whirlwind. You know, this is not good for her because she have lupus. She could have a flare-up. You know, she could have some major problems behind this. So she stayed up all night to read the book, and Hollywood comes in and he tells her, you know, that she needs to relax and take it easy. He knows the book, you know, is important, but she needs to take care of herself. She said she called Nova 3 times, and if she got to go down to the ninth ward and grab her ass up out of there, she gonna talk to her and find out what is the problem with her. How could she do it? You know, everybody the whole episode, they like, how could she do it? How could she do it? Just like she did, just like that, just like she did. But Vi is understandably very hurt and very upset about this whole situation. So they go to the diner to get the day started, and as they're getting the day started, Vi is starting to get stuff ready, and her back is turned towards the door, and who comes in but Jimmy Dale, and she's like, oh, you know, have a seat, we'll get to you any second. He says something, and she recognizes his voice, and when she turns around, it's like she doesn't, it's like, woo, child. It's like he got a spell on her or something. I don't know, child. Like my grandmother said, he got the hoodoo on her, okay? And she faints. And he catches her when he faints. He catches her when she faints. And he's like, oh, you know, it's good to see you. It's good to see you. Let me tell y'all, that David Allen Greer, I told y'all that David Allen Greer played crazy, baby. Very well, okay? He need to play the part of beat a bitch down. He got it. It made me think, like, I'm scared of him. Like, do he beat people in real life? Because he do that shit so good. Like, oh, child. Hollywood comes out of the back to tend to her, and as he's tending to her and another person is tending to her, one of the waitresses, Jimmy Dale kind of slip out the back door. Now over at Charlie's house, they're getting ready for the day, and as Charlie walks through the living room, she sees that Micah is reading the book, a hard copy of the book that is autographed, not just the book, okay? So she feeling some type of way, and, you know, he gets up and comes into the kitchen, and he asks her, you know, about Melania Galudian, like, did you really pay her, and why did you pay her? I know what daddy did. And she was like, well, you know, I had to do what I had to do for our family, you know, to keep our privacy, keep our business out the street or whatever. Like, you don't understand why. And so you believe everything you read now? And he was like, no, I don't believe everything I read, but this book was written by somebody I trust. And she was like, so you don't trust me? And he was like, can we just talk about something else, please? And he kind of leaves out of the room. You can say they ain't really feeling each other. She also says that she works with the Landrys not because she's greedy and she want money, it's because she have to know what they up to. And he said he not judging her, but he just don't understand her. So over at Nova's house, she's getting ready for the day, looking like she got some type of interview or something to go to. She's trying to pick out an outfit, and she gets a call from her editor, and the editor tells her they got an advanced copy of the article to review from the Times, and it's a love letter to her. And she reads an excerpt from the article, and it just talks about how she's catapulted herself to one of the top writers that are discussing race in America in 2019, and yada, yada, yada. So she has this amazing, you know, praise that she's getting for this book, but in the same time, her family is like falling apart. Like her family, the subject of the book is helping people, but it's destroying her own family at the same time. So Nova pissed me off the way she was so damn happy and giddy and bitch, and your whole family just like, you have threw your whole family under the bus and you're profiting and you happy about this shit. Like, I don't know. I just feel some kind of way. Okay? Ralph Angel and Prosper talk, and Ralph Angel is looking kind of down. You know, Prosper like, what's going on? And he says that, well, you know, things ain't just going right for him these days. Nova done wrote this book, and she done exposed everybody in the book, told all their business. And he was like, well, hold up. Is there something I need to be worried about? This in the book? She put my shit in the book. She's like, no, I think you good. She did put in the book that Blue is not his son, and so he's like, you know, now basically we got to tell him, you know, that that's not our son. And he was like, well, Prosper helps him because he tells him that his father was not his real father, biological father either. He didn't find out till he was till he was in high school, and he said by then he didn't care. His father was a good man. He took care of him, and in his opinion, he feel like he won. You know, he got the good daddy, dad that chose to be his father, even though he wasn't his biological father. It seemed like that would mean more, right, than somebody who just had you like out of nations. This person chose, and they're not your family. So he won. He know that Ralph Angel is doing right by Blue and, you know, is his father. So don't worry about that, you know. So it kind of helps Ralph Angel feel a little better about the situation. At the same time, one of the workers come up to Ralph Angel and they tell him that one of the workers out in the field are sick and needs some help. Nova's doing an interview, and there's a family that's at the interview, and they're talking about how the book helped them, and it helped them heal as a people, and and they asked her a question about how did she deal with the trauma and the hurt feelings, like how did they push through all that to find a healing. And Nova basically has to lie. Now I know she's probably talking about the trauma and hurt feelings that they've already pushed through, but now they have more trauma and hurt feelings, and so she basically have to lie. I mean, because you got to sell the book and make you think your family, because nobody knows that she didn't tell her family that she wrote of all this about them in the book and that they're not cool with all of this or whatever. What pissed me off even more about Nova is when she's talking about the book, she says, well, you know, it was very therapeutic for her, and she felt like she was suppressing all the things in her life and putting them in a drawer, and she decided to empty the whole drawer out. It was therapeutic for her. And my thing is, why is everything about you? Did you think about how this was going to affect other people? Yes, it might have been therapeutic for you, sis, but you put everybody else's business out there without telling them. And this is my rule for life, okay? Y'all write this down. This is my rule for life. If you thought you wasn't doing nothing wrong, if you really thought you was helping your family by doing this, if you really thought this was for the good of your family and this was going to be therapeutic and bring y'all all together, then you wouldn't have hid it. You wouldn't have kept it no secret. You would have put it out there and you would have let your family know, at least gave them the warning. Yeah, we'll talk about respect factor. You giving other people more respect than you giving your own family. The rule of life is, if you got to hide it, then you already know it was wrong. You knew it was wrong, okay? That applies in every way. In your relationships, in business, and whatever. You shouldn't have to hide anything if it's not wrong, right? If you thought that it was really gonna help. So we don't buy it, Nova. I don't buy it. Charlie calls Frances and wants to know why she is not able to go to the board meetings and Jacob is, even though they both have the same amount of shares. Frances does not answer the phone and she's not taking calls. So she lets the person who answers the phone know that message instead of trying to be cute and discreet and like business-wise. It's like, no, bitch. Why the fuck I can't come to no meeting? I expect her to call me back. So Frances is a no-show. This Frances is a little bitch. Like, you can tell Frances just, like, she just trying to stay under the radar and, like, you know, keep out of trouble and shit. Like, Frances, you wearing me out. Vi tells Hollywood that she saw Jimmy Dale earlier that day, and Hollywood is pissed because he's like, he touched you and he didn't even say who he was. He slipped out because we don't know, you know, he don't know what he looked like. So he's like, he calls the diner and tells the waitress, listen, that new customer, next time he come in, you let me know, okay? Because he was like, St. Joe ain't but so big, nigga. He came down here to start some shit, but I'm gonna finish it. I said, that's right, you better St. Joe don't remind me. I'm from Slidell, Louisiana, which is like the suburbs, so it's less like St. Joe or Lacombe, where my daddy from Lacombe, Louisiana. That's the Bayou, baby. Okay, so if I had to compare anything, that probably would be the most like it. So when he say it's not that big, it ain't that big. Like, it's 2 stoplights, 1 caution light, you know what I mean? And some backwood streets. So that nigga around here to start some trouble, and I'm gonna finish that shit. Vi just tells him to be careful because, you know, Jimmy Dale good at getting people worked up. Like, that's what he want to do. He want to start some shit with you. So, like, be mindful of that. Ralph Angel calls Charlie and tells her that one of his workers is sick, and she says, well, you know what? I might have somebody who can help you. So, I'm assuming that she's going to call Romero to try to help this worker because he's an illegal alien and he can't exactly go to the hospital. Kiki and Micah, Kiki almost ignored Micah in the hallway. Like, she tired of his ass, okay, nigga? I'm trying to go to college. I ain't got time to be out here woke and protesting and fighting every damn body every second, okay? I got to have my credentials in order, bitch, so I could go do that the legal way, like she said. He talks to her in the hallway and basically is like, you're not gonna run away from me, girl. We in the same too. Like, we gotta talk. And she tells him, I don't know who you are. Like, you out here trying to be a thug. Like, I ain't got time for that. You gotta learn how to channel your anger in other ways. Like, I'm not cool with that. And he told her, you know, he was sorry and he does need to channel his anger in different ways, and he's working on that, and he would just want to let her know that he will never disrespect her, and, you know, what she thinks about him is important to him. So somehow I feel like when he said that, that was kind of ominous. Cause later on I'm gonna feel like he not gonna care what Kiki think, because Kiki is not as radical as he is. I'm not even saying that Micah shouldn't be the way he is, but like he said, he needs to be more wise about the things that he's doing, because you can't fight the good fight if you locked up for dumb shit like fighting and setting shit on fire. You know what I mean? So like, you gotta be smarter than that, friend. Like, he gotta do better. So, and Kiki, she trying to be a lawyer or somebody in the system, you know what I mean, so that she can help change the system from within. So I feel like they not gonna make it. I hate to say it, but they young, you know, they ain't gonna make it. Even if they break up, they could possibly get back together, and maybe in the future after they grow up. But I don't think they're gonna make it, because he too radical for her. She gonna split from him eventually. But Charlie busted in on the Landry on Jacob's meeting. He meeting with some lawyer, and the lawyer get up and he know her name. And she like, how the hell he know my name? And he was like, well, I mean, you are kind of famous. So basically, these Landrys did what white people do, child, which was they changed the laws. They changed the rules so that they can do what they needed to do. So what they did was Jacob bitch ass caved and combined his shares with Sam's shares. So now they have the voting power and the shares together. And Sam went in and changed the bylaws to say that family members can attend the meeting even if they don't have the same amount of shares, or if they don't have like a majority shareholder or whatever. He said all big and bad, like, you know, like it is what it is, and she going off, and then he texts her and it's like, meet me outside. The reason he texted her because the lawyer he was over there ear hustling. The lawyer was over there, you know, eavesdropping. So he take her out to the back and is telling her, listen, I know that you like to know what's going on or whatever, but in a nutshell, it's some shit going on that they doing that's illegal as fuck, girl. And so I don't want you to be involved in it, and I'm trying to look out for you. And she's like, oh, now I'm supposed to think you care about me. And she pissed at him because obviously they were supposed to be working together to overthrow these people, or at least keep them in check. And he went behind her back and combined his shares with his father, and now, or his uncle, or whoever Sam is to him, and now his uncle, yeah. And now he done basically sided with his family. And he starts to tell her about how she had a family, and you know, she had love and she had camaraderie, and they don't have that in their family. They gotta share blood, or you know, and he's just not built like that, and he hoped that she could see that. You know, he thought she would be able to see that, and she still do. I feel like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, okay, whenever Jacob and Charlie together, I feel the fire, bitch. I feels the sparks. I'm not gonna lie to you. I low-key like Jacob a little bit, but I feel like he in the wrong family, bitch. You in the wrong... You just happen to be in the wrong family, because his last name is Boudreaux, ain't it? He a Jacob Boudreaux, not a Jacob Landry. Am I correct? Pappy is not a, you know, Landry's mama Landry. Pappy not no Landry. So he in the wrong family, but I do feel like him and Charlie are a better match than her and Romero, because they both got that, you know, that fiery side. They both got that like low-key passion. You know what I mean? Like, it's just something between them that I feel, you know, it's spark worthy. You know what I mean? Not to say I don't like Romero. I do like Romero, but I feel like because she did not relent to him sexually, or they did not be in a relationship, that he kind of felt like his back was against the wall. So he just caved to his family, you know what I mean? And combined the shares and just went along with them. And that's what she basically says, like, just because you told this sad ass story, it don't change nothing. You do what you got to do for your family, and I'm going to do what I got to do for mine. We got to make choices. And you chose to be with your family. This is what you chose to do. You chose to do the wrong thing instead of the right thing. So you sit up here telling me this sad ass story about how you was this poor rich white boy and your family ain't want you. It don't change nothing. Because at the end of the day, y'all got the power. Francis is in D.C. She taking meetings, he said, to expand Landry Enterprises. We don't know what they're expanding for, okay? So this could be a possible potential like storyline for season 5, because I don't see it being prominent, but I do see her finding out what that shit is about by the end of this season. I mean, I'm on Team Romero. Jacob looked like he might be coming in for the kill, because he tugged at her heartstring just a little bit when he said, and mine too. When he was like, I thought you would see that. I really thought you would see that. And I'm like, well, damn, maybe he ain't like the rest of the family. Like, you know, maybe not. But if I was Charlie, I wouldn't be trying to find out shit, bitch. I'd be sitting back collecting my check, and when the FBI come and raid y'all shit, I'm gonna be like, I don't know. They kicked me out the business. I don't know. They keep me. I don't know nothing. I don't know. I don't know. Charlie's so damn nosy. But I'm saying that, but then the Landrys are the Landrys, so you know, like Jacob said, they a freight train. You stop in their prison, they exactly slow shit down. So like it could be something that could be detrimental to her family. So maybe she do need to find out what's going on. Okay, I'll take that back. Okay, all right. Hollywood runs up on Jimmy Dale at the diner and tell him he need to get his ass up out of town. Okay, don't be coming up in here skinning and grinning. Oh, I'm telling you, if my mama don't say them exact words, I know something. She will say skinning and grinning in a minute. Get out of my face coming up in here skinning and grinning at me. All this skinning and grinning and fake. Oh, I ain't trying to cause no trouble. Oh, don't want no trouble. I'm just trying to be here. Oh, sir, if you don't take your big head ass on up this road and up out this county, sir. Basically, he told him, you need to bounce. You don't want you around here. Okay, you remember Ernest? Now you gonna catch part 2 of that ass whooping if you don't get your ass up out of town. So get up on out of here. Okay, he said get your goofy ass in that truck. And get out of here before you catch these hands. That's right, Hollywood. You better defend your damn woman. I'm telling y'all, all I want is me as a Hollywood. That's all I want, and my life will be complete. Jimmy Dale say, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm trying to cause no trouble. I'm gonna get on up out of here. All right. Nigga crazy, he lied, bitch. That nigga coming right back to town, okay? Hollywood goes home to Vi, and you know, Vi's like, is everything good? You ain't beat the nigga ass, did you? She was like, nah, he gone. I follow him to the edge of town. Now, you know that's some country nigga shit. When you get in the car, I told you to leave it, bitch. I followed you to the county line, okay? That's what he said, to the end of the county, till you cross the bridge, ho. And I seen him get on I-10 West. I said, I know that's right, coming back to the H-Town. Take your ass back to Texas, nigga, okay? That took me all the way out. So Ralph Angel and Deisha, they out on a cute little date at the diner. It's like ain't nowhere else to go to eat but the diner, apparently, in St. Joe. But they having some pie and they talking just about, you know, small talk, her jobs and stuff. And so he goes to tell her, listen, you know, I got something to tell you before we get too deep. I just want to let you know that, you know, I did some things that I've had to pay for. And she like, don't even worry about it. I already ran your background. I was like, yes, bitch, yes, yes. She said she have a child. You know, she's a public defender. So, you know, it's a lot of, it's a small town, you know, ain't too many niggas in the town that have been in jail that you ain't gonna see at the corner store. So it's like, I have ran your background because I have a kid, you know what I mean? I need to make sure you ain't no journalists out here. So he was like, I respect that. And she was like, I read your file, but I've come to learn, you know, I know that people are more than just a file, and you certainly are. And then she kind of just brushed that shit off. I was like, you better. Okay, let him know I have boundaries and I do, my safety is important. I'm not just gonna trust anything you say. But you seem like a nice man, okay, and I like you, and we could continue on with this relationship. And they continue on talking with their chocolate self. I was like, come on, dog, chocolate lunch? Yes. Charlie is walking over to have a nice little picnic lunch date with Romero, but while she's on the phone, let's remember this, while she's on the phone, she's talking to somebody and she's asking her to look into a purchase that was buried under operational expenses, okay, from the meeting, looking at the minutes on the meeting, and she wants to know why they bought $1.5 million worth of land and what that purchase is for, okay? She goes over to Romero and they start talking to each other about, you know, how Ralph Angel take good care of his people because he's heard these horrible stories about migrant workers getting treated bad, especially this one about these 2 migrant workers that died in a hurricane because the people made them stay late and work in the storm. And she was like, but you killed her, right? And I was like, that was a bad move, Charlie. You should have just said right there, okay, I'm going to tell you right now, that was my farm. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what I was doing, but this is what we did to help the family. You know, and you know, you should have just made your atonement right there. Now when he find out, it's going to bite her in her ass, okay? So, but she offers to give him money and a space to help him create this pop-up clinic. It's like she's trying to make atonement for her mistake. But it's still gonna bite it in the ass. So they're gonna do a pop-up clinic that's not visible to the street. They will help these people who get injured that's, you know, that's undocumented or whatever the case may be. I was looking at some old pictures in a little box she has, and she pulls out a hospital bracelet. And I said Viola Dale on it, but the hospital bracelet was pink. So I'm thinking that Jimmy Dale probably beat the shit out of her and beat a baby up out her. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, I don't know, or it's a baby out here in the world that we don't know about. I don't think it's Nova. Everybody keeps saying, oh, Nova is her daughter. I don't think Nova is her daughter. But I do think either there's a baby that died or there's a grown child out here in the world that, you know, Vi got. So, but they definitely showed us that bracelet for a reason, because I don't recall bracelets being pink unless you're having babies, pink or blue. Like normal hospital bracelets are just hospital bracelets. You know what I mean? Like it's a clear hospital bracelet or plastic. So it was pink. So I'm thinking that she was thinking, you know, that nigga beat a baby up out of her. That's what happened. Micah gets home from school with Kiki, and he's opening the mail, and he reads a letter that he's gotten in the mail, and the letter is a threatening letter, like a you know, a death threatening letter. So he takes this to Charlie, and Charlie reads the letter, and she's like really calm about it. She was like, I'll handle it. And I was just like, girl, sometimes you gotta like talk to the nigga and don't just say I'll handle it like you his manager, okay? He was like, how you gonna handle a death threat? And she's like, listen, I got it, or whatever. And he was like, and she was like, why are you saying, why I can't do nothing right by you lately? Like, why you acting like this? And he was like, I'm just thinking that we're just two different people, and you know, we have two different outlooks of the world. And see, this is where Micah be getting on my nerves, because first of all, you're not grown. You still a child. Okay, you still a child. You don't know all the information. And this is when Charlie had to go ahead and get him together. She got her keys out, and she opened up a drawer and pulled out several letters and was like, we got this letter this time. You got this letter before you left. You got this letter this time. So I sent you to Paris for the summer. I got you a security detail that you didn't even know about. Okay, you got this when you got on the plane. You got this 2 days after you got this. And then she said, what do you see here, Micah? And he says, I see letters threatening my life. And she's like, well, how do you feel? I feel angry. Okay, well, I don't have time to be angry because I am too busy being scared for you. Okay? So basically what she's saying is, why you running your ass to Nova to be your oh, I wish that was my mama head ass boy. Okay, she the one who telling you to go fight for your rights and encourage you to do the stupid shit with only trying to dial it back after you get in trouble or after the shit has happened. And I'm the one that's out here trying to protect you. Now I do think as a parent you can't protect your child from everything in the world, but this is more serious than that, because this is something that has happened because of what he did, because he spoke out in positivity, right? Or against negativity, and now he getting threatening letters to his life. It'd be different if he was just a normal teenager just growing up and adjusting to life and his mama was trying to control him. No, this is serious business, like your life is in danger. And nigga, I've been covering you. My God, I've been covering you and you ain't even know it. Okay, why you so ready to throw me under the bus or act like I don't care? I'm not doing nothing. I'm out here doing shit you don't even know about. I was like, it was nice to see Michael look at his mother and have appreciation for her, for what she can do. Because Charlie might not be the sweetest, most emotional. Like when he got out of jail, that whole thing, that was a mishap on her part. She was busy arguing, not tending to his feelings. But what she do, she do. And can't nobody else do it. It was nice to see him look at her with like admiration and knowing like, damn, you know, you do a lot. I didn't realize that. I'm sorry. That's all his face said. I'm sorry. I didn't realize. I'm sorry. And he kind of get emotional, and she's like, let me protect you. Ralph Angel brings Blue over to the house and to Darla's house, and they sit down and talk, and he finally tells her about the book. And so Darla is understandably pissed. And now we have to understand that Ralph Angel has not read the part in the book about Darla. All he read was about Blue. He didn't read any further. And he tells her that. Because she like, well, did she write anything else? I mean, you know, she had to get into us if she's talking about Blue. And he's like, I didn't read anything else. So even he don't know that Darla's business is in the book. And I'm so scared for Darla, y'all. And somebody asked me last week why I don't like Darla. I don't like Darla. I'm not going to say I don't like her anymore. But in the past, I haven't liked her because she's a liar. Because you had a baby with somebody for 7 years and you know damn well that wasn't that baby daddy. And you never said nothing. That's why I didn't like her. I understand that she had a past. I didn't like her because you was on drugs so bad to the point where your baby, somebody had to come and get you and your baby was laying right next to you while you screwing somebody who was on dope. That's why I didn't like her. Okay, that was why. Okay, that was why. And then the fact that you continue to lie about the, you know, paternity of this child's father when you knew exactly what happened to you and didn't even know, and like you continued to go on with the lie and accepted the marriage proposal and all that shit and then kept on lying. My thing is, you should have never accepted that marriage proposal if you was lying. You should have said no. So that's why I haven't liked her in the past, but she has done a lot to atone for her past. She is doing better, and under no circumstances would I ever want her to relapse or do anything that's going to be harmful to herself or her child. Okay, I just want to make that clear. Might not like the decisions that she has made in her life, and I have gave it to her for that. Y'all have watched these videos, you know I have, okay? I don't really care for her as a person, but I do feel like we couldn't be friends. Like, I couldn't be friends with Darla, but I do feel like she is doing the best she can do. I mean, hell, she was on drugs. She doing the best she can do. So I'm not mad at her for that. And I don't feel like she deserved this at all, because nobody will want their darkest, most horrible, most embarrassing and degrading moments put, you know, in a book for the whole world to read. Child, I don't dislike nobody that much. Okay, so I am scared for Darla. Oh, Lord, my whole thing. I am scared for Darla, y'all. I don't know. I'm scared. Like, I'm afraid for her. So we're going to keep Darla lifted, honey, because when she find out, it's going to be a mess. The whole time, she was just like, why? Why would she do this? Why? I said, bitch, we wondering the same thing, girl. Why, Darla? Why would she do this? Vi is at home, and Jimmy Dale comes to the door. Now, I'm going to tell y'all right now, the whole time, he was like, come on, let me in. How you doing? I just want to see how you doing. Don't turn me away. I done came all this way to see you. The whole time, I'm just like,
shut the door. Shut the door. Shut the door, girl. Shut the door, girl. Fuck him. Shut the door.
But I'm telling y'all, the nigga got the hoodoo on her, okay? Because she opened that door, and I was like, bitch, I cannot believe you opened this door. I was so mad at Vi for opening that door. Like, girl, don't open it, girl. No! Let him in. He come in and talking about he just want to see how she was doing. And he just working it. You know, he working that old nigga charm. And he's talking about how he want to apologize for how he did her back in the day. He was just a young, dumb boy. And, you know, some men don't get their dignity till they old. And how that house still look like his house. And how it look like this and look like that. And she finally was like, because she was like, I was like, is she having a stroke? What the fuck is going on? Vi, if you don't put this nigga out your house. She finally was like, my house, not your house. And he was like, oh, okay, well, you know, I guess your house or whatever. And then he sat down and started talking about Hollywood. You got you the little boy. You know, that's not no, he ain't no boy. That's a boy. I don't know, no grown man allow himself to be called Hollywood. And, you know, that's a boy with silly dreams. And when he said a bit about dignity, you know, old men don't get their dignity, or some people don't get their dignity till they old. And she's like, you were the last person to say anything about dignity. And then he said something to her. But by this time, Nova comes up in the house, right? And he's like, what are you, Jimmy Dale? What are you doing here? And she's like, Nova. And he's like, oh, hey, oh, how you, good to see you again, Nova. And Vi and me was like, again? Fuck you mean again? I can explain. I said, oh, bitch. Bitch, you done lost your mind. You done lost your mind. You. That's what you got? Oh, okay. All right, we get back from the commercial break. She talking about I can explain. I went to go see him for the book. And Jimmy Dale is like, oh, you don't have to explain nothing. I just came to see how the year's been treating her. And he says, it's been treating you pretty good. It's just a little pouch. And he goes to touch her little pooch in the front of her stomach. Remember that pink bracelet? Okay, remember that pink bracelet. And the man ain't gonna reach out and touch you in your pooch like that, okay? And once he goes to go touch her, Vi clicks out. She start beating his ass. Nova start beating him, and they beat that nigga right out the door. I was like, y'all better beat his ass out the door. And they passed him off to Hollywood. Hollywood standing in the yard like, nigga, I told y'all, don't bring your ass back over here. And he go to beating the dog shit out of him. And I'm screaming, beat him, beat him. Vi screaming, stop, stop, stop. And I'm screaming, kill him, kill him. And Vi screaming, you go kill him. Stop! You gonna kill him! Jimmy Dale stands up and says, he just came out here to tell you that he was sorry for what he did, but bitch, he ain't sorry. He ain't sorry for nothing. Okay, you ain't never been nothing but Ernest's sassy little sister, and you was a nice piece of ass, but he should have never tried to make you no wife. And Hollywood was about to beat his ass one more time, but you know, he got his tatted toe up, toe down, broke down ass out and walked to the car. And he said, one thing I want y'all to listen to you. I know you ain't never let go of that anger because I took something away from you that you can never get back. Okay, that's another sign that 1, 2, 3, he'll beat a baby out of. Okay, I'm telling y'all, he done beat a baby out of this lady. He get in the truck and he gone on about his business. See, if that had been me, the whole thing would have been different. I'd have been like, fuck, bro, raggedy, bitch, you ain't took shit, man. Okay, I done cussed him all the way to that car. But we probably still would have been fighting. See, that's my problem. All right, so if you want an accurate picture of what a true Louisianian would have done, a true Louisianian would have cussed that nigga all the way to his car. I'm just saying. David Allen did what he came to do. He came, he saw, he fucked shit up, he left, he came back, fuck it up again, and he left. Come on, Beyonce. After this, woo! Nova, they back in the house, you know, tending to Hollywood. And she like, listen, I didn't intend for all this to happen. And, you know, Hollywood is like, girl, you never do. And they sit down and she starts to apologize by telling her that she went to go see him to get his side of the story. And she wanted to investigate redemption and see if it could be possible even for the worst of us. But then when she talked to him, she realized he was the same piece of trash that he had always been. And that's why she left his side of the story out of the book. But she felt like, you know, a story cannot be really complete unless you have all sides of the story, right? Her intentions was not to hurt anyone. Her intentions was to celebrate the victory of her aunt and not to hurt. So this is, you know, where the saying comes in, the road to hell, it was paved with good intentions. It don't matter what you intended, because like I said, if you thought what you doing was right and healing and therapeutic and all that shit you talking about, then you would have came to your aunt before you put that out there like that. Okay? Once again, I'm going to say, you have the right to tell your business, your experiences, and things that affected you. But shit that ain't got nothing to do with you, like Darla, that shit don't have anything to do with you whatsoever. That ain't none of your family. Okay? Real T, she ain't none of your family. She ain't related to you. Blue ain't related to your ass, to be honest with you. You ain't have no business telling them people business, period. Vi says, what you have brought to my doorstep, you cannot explain. And when I'm telling y'all, this hurt me, okay? This was like your grandmother telling you she don't fuck with you no more. But she was very close to Vi. You know, before Charlie came back and all this stuff, her and Vi were very close. It's like your mama telling you, get out of my house and don't never come back. This shit is hurtful. So she says, over the years, you have done a lot of things. This is the worst. And she said, your daddy would be embarrassed of you. Your daddy would be shamed, and your mama would do what I'm about to do right now. You need to leave. I don't want to look at you. I don't want to talk to you. Not today, not tomorrow. In 10 years, ain't going to put enough space in between us, okay? Don't you bring no more flowers to my grave. She said, don't you darken my doorstep. She said, don't you bring flowers to my grave. This is the last time I will allow you to disturb my peace. Nova boy alone. This is the last time you will step foot in this house. I said, when she said, don't bring no flowers to my grave, that means, bitch, you can't even disturb my peace when I'm dead. I don't fuck with you no more at all. Woo, baby, that hurt. It hurt me. I know it hurt Nova. This show be having me in my feelings, okay? Like, it really be having me in my feelings because, I don't know, it's just nice to see, like, real, not real. I want not to say that other people not real, but a more down-to-earth, like, view of an everyday black person. Not hyper crime, you know, not hyper nothing. You know, it's just like they live in their life. And they life have enough drama. You ain't got to have black on black crime and all that bullshit. You know, it's not gonna have a hook. It's just them living their life. Like, and that's what I love about the show, because it reminds me a lot of the people I grew up with in the town I grew up in, and how people handle business, like, in the real world. You know how things go. So This shit hurt me to my soul. And I want to tell you that when Nova walked out that house, I feel like, you know, I'm saying, I don't want Nova to be kicked out of the family, is what I'm saying. She's wrong, and she needs to atone for what she did. She absolutely was in the wrong. There's no way she can justify it. And I don't know how they're going to redeem her, is what I'm trying to say. I don't know how, because this is like the absolute fucking worst. Your whole family just strong, want nothing to do with you. I low-key feel like, and I hate to make this prediction, that Nova going to try to kill herself. Something is going to happen to Nova. She going to try to kill herself. She going to, you know, be in a bad car accident. It's something that's going to happen to her that's going to make the family rally around her again, if that makes sense. Because Nova has done the absolute worst thing you could do to your family. I feel like there is no redemption for this. Like, this is no redemption. Like, the bitch gonna have to die for her to, you know what I mean, for her to be redeemed or her to get any sympathy from the family. It's gonna have to be something tragic that happens. So I don't want her to try to kill herself, and I do feel like she needs to atone, and she gotta feel the pain. Like, I do feel that now, but I don't want her to die. You know what I mean? I don't want anything bad to happen to her. I don't know how they're gonna redeem her from this, y'all, because I can't imagine what's in the back chapter of this book that's just gonna bring everybody together. In conclusion, bitch, we all happy. Like, I don't know how that's gonna work, but, you know, I guess we'll find that out. So Nova walks outside. Like I said, she's way down. The actress who played her, she acted the fuck out that part, because I felt like she was 10 pounds heavier when she walked out that door. Like, you have literally destroyed your entire family so that you can be famous, so that you can be a best-selling author. Like, you can't tell me that there's no other way that this could have been done better. There's no other way that you could have done this. I'm sorry, it's no way to justify this to me. That's why I'm like, the girl gonna try to kill herself. I'm telling y'all, I'm dead ass serious. She gonna try to kill herself, and that's the only way the family gonna come around and try to work shit out, because everybody has kicked her to the curb. Like, every fucking body. Like, everybody. So I want to hear your thoughts on this week's show. Thank y'all for watching my videos. This is probably my most watched videos out of all my reviews I do, so I really appreciate y'all, and continue to watch for me, okay? Share it, like, subscribe to the channel. Child, this video is 40 minutes long. Before I edit it down, it's over 40 minutes. So if you stay here that long, baby, you might as well go ahead and subscribe. If you want to follow me on social media, you can at WatchDawnOfA on Snapchat and Instagram. Yeah, so I think that's it. Holla at me next week. Y'all have a blessed week. Peace.